we buy and beautify.
It's your girl, Ladraine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers, and I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, interview preparation. You have an issue on your job or you're looking to change jobs, I am your girl. Then I also do it from the aspect of business development. If you're looking to expand your business, you're looking for marketing strategies, or if you just have ideas and thoughts and don't know how to bring them into fruition, I am your girl. Here at the Let's Do It Talk Show, we were primarily created for entrepreneurs, right? Quickly, we realized that the entrepreneur is an entire person. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about family, we talk about future. So today's episode, truly excited to have these wonderful ladies back, and we're doing an anthology takeover. So these beautiful ladies are going to come and we're going to share information about stepping into leadership greatness, leaders producing leaders. So if you tuned into the previous show earlier this month, got a glimpse of the first half of the authors. Now we're coming back with the visionary and also the forward author and another set of authors. So we're excited about today's episode. But you know what I do before we get started into the show, right? I share with you and I talk to you about my weekend. So to be honest with you, I had to kind of like break it up into two because there has been so much going on. But let's share and let's roll so I can talk about what has gone on most recently. So, oh my goodness, my week and my weekend has been great. Started off my Apple's birthday. My youngest daughter turned 29, and I did a thing, y'all. Y'all know, like the Cooking Chronicles, I was learning to cook. I baked a cake, first time ever from scratch, and it's a thing. So I'm not, as I told people, I'm not giving them away yet. You know how I give out my food. Not quite yet. We're going to do that in the fall, right? I'll start taking orders. Friday, Good Friday, I went to Horse and Dickie's. The line was long, but my food was delicious. And my apples was over. My grandchildren were over this weekend. Wore me out. Wore me out in a good way, but wore me out. Went to sleep early and everything. And one of them helped me cook. But y'all, they eat so much, I need to go grocery shopping. And then after church, I'm glad to be back in the sanctuary. Shout out to Mount Eden Baptist Church. I also cooked dinner. So by this time, they had my grandkids had called for an early pickup. I wasn't even mad at them. I let them go on head home at 3:30. So I cooked that dinner for me, myself, and I must say that it is delicious, and because I'm still eating off of it. So let's jump into the show. First up, no stranger to the show is Dr. Jennifer Bryant. Welcome to the show, Dr. Jennifer. How are you?
I am great, Ladrine. You know I say hashtag 10 husbands. That's what I'm talking about. Keep cooking that food. Keep cooking that
That
food.
tickles me so much when you say that. And you know what? It encourages me. It makes me know that I stepped up a little bit because it started off with 5 husbands. You done doubled up and gave me 10. So I'm excited about that. So, my girl, thank you for the encouragement. So, yes. So, welcome back to the show. This book, and I already told you how I feel about leadership. So, I'm trying to maintain my calmness so we can get everybody engaged in the show. When you were first talking about it, even with volume 1, me and you had that conversation. Leadership is an area that I love to play in. We share HR as well as our sister who's going to come on a little bit later, but we also share this whole vibe and love for leadership. So before we jump into the discussion, just tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm affectionately known as the fire igniter. I love to ignite others' fire, to unleash their superpowers, right? To untap their potential. And I do this through leadership, coaching, or mentoring. I also do this through various professional development coaching, as well as services such as what you mentioned, Ladrine. I do this through goal setting, as well as interview prep and resume updates. So we're twins, right? We're HR twins.
Absolutely, absolutely, we are, and that's how we connected at the very beginning of things. Connected very, very early on, right? So let's jump into questions. Not gonna go deep because you pretty much gave an overview of some things, but earlier this month you shared the inspiration behind this anthology, the whole vision for it. So we started off with volume 1, and now we're on volume 2, and specifically volume 2 is leaders producing leaders. So just a small quick recap, why was this title necessary for you?
Well, the title was necessary for me because it is about scaling your impact. And as we talked about before this show, we can't be in all places at all times. And think about how impactful it is. And what I've witnessed is that you can bring others along the leadership journey, and you can have them to untap, unleash their powers and their potential to impact others. So it's all about scaling your leadership. You remember the subtitle, Leaders Producing Leaders.
Yes, yes, yes. And I absolutely love that. On one of my shows particularly, I had some of my former staff members to come back. They're senior GS 15s and so on. And when I first got a hold of them and able to mentor them, rather as a manager or not, they were GS 7s and GS 8s. So for you, and I can just hear it in your voice, and we also talk about these things. Um, that's the true meaning of leadership for me, right? I'm good with my accolades and all of that stuff. I'm good because I'm a continuous learner as well. But my thing is someone coming under me. That's why I absolutely love this title and the subtitle, Leaders Producing Leaders. So how do you yourself define leadership?
Leadership is number one, is showing up as your authentic self and having integrity, being ethical, inspire, right? Encourage, empower. But here's the other piece, is advocating for others, being their champions and sponsoring them when they're not even in the room. And, piggybacking or pulling the thread a little bit further on that first question you asked, Ladrine, I want, at this point in my life, I want people to show up better than me, right? And because we have this growth mindset, while I'm pouring into them, I want them to pour into me. And I'm at this point, like, I keep centered on my big why. My big why is to help others to elevate and to be that lighthouse for them, always standing here being that light.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm not going to piggyback off of everything you say because the show is going to be over if I mess around and do that. The one thing that I will add to that, as you, the pre-discussions that we had as we were prepping to for the show to start, you brought up how your daughter had some insight when we talked about multitasking. So it's that thing for me. In the millennials, you have to give it to them. They are not standing for anything. They're making their mark and making their voice heard. So I love how they're moving. Sometimes, they can get a little ahead of themselves, but I love what they're doing because it shows their courage, and them feeling like I belong in this space and I have something to offer to it. So yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes, 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 yes.
We
So
are
what was
breaking generational curses, right? We're giving our future, current generations a voice.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So thank you, Dr. Jennifer. We're gonna talk a little bit later as we go through the group. But next up, I want to bring the forward author who she has been the forward author on the previous project as well as this one. So Dr. Mary Huntley. How are you today?
I'm great, Ladrine, and I'd like to say thank you so very much for having us back again. And thank you so very much to each person that has taken time to join us today. It's great to be here.
Absolutely, and always a pleasure to have you in my on the show, in my
Thank
surroundings,
you.
or whatever that may be. My hashtag Southeast Sister.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely love how you move and shake and everything that you're doing. This project. So first, I want you to start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to roll right into it. Why did you say yes the second time around for this anthology series?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I am the Chief Executive and Encouragement Officer at Trinity Global Empowerment Ministries, Inc. And my purpose there is to help, as Dr. Jennifer has stated in so many words, just to help women, especially women, to just stand up and realize and know that today is our time, now is our day. You don't have to take second seat to anyone. You are worth it and you can do it. So that's a lot of what I do there. And help them set goals as well so they can get beyond the fact that, oh, I just can't do this. I'm not good enough. Yes, you are good enough because today is our day. And don't let anybody fool you. You're good enough. You can do this. Today is our day. So that's pretty much what I do at Trinity. And I think should I go ahead and lead into the other piece
Yes, because you're going to have, I'm over here smiling. You're going to have me go into everything. I'm getting all motivated, like, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
yes,
So,
we
no,
can.
please
I mean, absolutely. Today is the day. So the awesome opportunity was shared with Dr. Jennifer when I so appreciate our authentic heart to heart conversations. We just, lay it on the line. Everybody needs an accountability partner. And I so appreciate her in that capacity. We just get the opportunity to share our hearts. So one day we were having a conversation and the offer was extended rather. And it was very, very special. Special because I had already done it for the first anthology. So for her to ask me to or invite me to be the forward author of yet another amazing project. And I say amazing because number one, she comes to the table with receipts. Number two, she's authentic. Number three, she's confident. Number four, she's competent. And how could I say no to someone who shows up with receipts? And that's the thing. Wherever you see her, she has those same receipts. It's not one thing on Facebook and another thing off scene. It's here are my receipts. I am authentically Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. So that was an easy yes for me. That was a no-brainer to help her to join forces to once again help those individuals step into their leadership role. Sometimes people just need a little push.
Right.
Sometimes people just need a hand up. Sometimes we need a hand out. Whatever the need was, I was certainly honored and privileged to say, yes, I am all aboard. So it was, again, an amazing privilege, and it is an amazing opportunity. And we look forward to another goal being set for international best-selling authors. Thank you so much, Dr. Jennifer, again, for inviting me along for this amazing trip.
Absolutely wonderful. I love the way that the two of you gelled together. I know you all separately, and
Yes.
very like glad that we have a relationship that we do, and highly respect both of you all. And I know
Yes.
that it's mutual, but definitely you two together. I like to see magic happen.
Yes.
I love to see magic happen, and the success of the first one, like, why not? Why not do it again? So definitely understand how it was like something that you just couldn't say no to. So proud of all that you all have done together in teaming up, and as well as all of the ladies in the previous project, as well as this project. And I already know that it's going to be great. I already know it's going to be best selling this, best selling that. But the one thing, and I said this to a client today, that I was coaching regarding the book project. It is the impact. That's the thing. I know that it's going to make an impact on those who need to be empowered, encouraged, or just to be able to keep on reminding themselves of why they do what they do. So, all right, same thing with you. We're about to take over the whole show with just the two of us. We got to get to these authors. So excited to have you ladies on board. So the order that we're going to go in, Alonda, we're going to start with you first. Dr. Kern, we're going to go to you second, and then Maria, we're going to go to you third. And then we're going to all come back together and play in the sandbox, Dr. Kern and Dr. Jennifer. We're going to play in the sandbox with others. We're going to let the other ones in, right? So that's an insider that we all have when we're collaborating together. So, Alonda, how are you today?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. Glad to have you here. So, can we just start off with you telling everyone just a little bit about who you are?
So, I'm affectionately known as the Becoming Coach. I help my clients leap into their becoming to become the total package. I'm also an international best-selling author, thanks to Dr. Jen and her leadership. I coach in the area of small business and professional imaging. And I have 22 years of experience in the cosmetology field as well. So I bring all of that to my coaching experience as well as I was in corporate America for the past 5 years.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So a lot that can be gelled together, intertwined together. I love when people align personal with entrepreneurship in all of the different spaces. So let's start with a question. So please provide an overview of your leadership background. You provided your profile. So anything that you want to talk about in terms of your leadership roles in these positions?
So I was district manager in my last role, managing a staff of 1,000 people. So, you know, those things of leading in a male-dominated industry as well, just bringing that to over into the entrepreneurial space as well as being one of the first in my generation to be an entrepreneur in my field as well as cosmetology, stepping out in that field, being a young entrepreneur as I became an entrepreneur at 16 years old. So just still being in the entrepreneurial space and bringing that to the corporate side as well and meshing them back and forth together, learning and bringing my leadership from corporate America as well and strengthening my entrepreneurial skills as well.
Oh, awesome, awesome. You had some stats, Gary. You had some numbers, 1,000, and then you started at 16 years. I'm 16 years old. I love that. So what was your inspiration that led you to be a part of this anthology?
So I'm a two-timer. So this is my second time. I was on volume 1 as well, and I represented the millennials on the first volume. So Dr. Jen is also my personal mentor, and I also affectionately call her my big sister. So she is one of the people that inspire me daily. You know, oftentimes people say that they believe in you, but they often rarely invest in you and propel you and see the things in you and put you in alignment. So for her, I'm eternally grateful because not only has she believed in me, but helped me grow my future womanhood, helped me grow as a leader, and to utilize the skills and talents that I had in myself. So I've been able to show up in different aspects of my life as well because of her leadership.
I love that. Try not to get emotional here. I love that. And especially like that you represented the millennials. Just the discussion that I was having when I talked to Dr. Jennifer early, talking about the millennials. The millennials are doing their thing. We can't take nothing from you all. And the whole connection thing. So with this subtitle, this is so perfect for the two of you. Leaders producing leaders, by her being your mentor and you walking right along, and she's not like one thing, and I don't want to make this all about Jennifer, but I just have to say this part. Some leaders have an issue with bringing people that they mentor at their same side by side, and I can't for the life of me I cannot understand that. So I'm loving this. You are in the project with her, the first one and also the second one. Love that, love that. And Dr. Jennifer is just a gem. I'm so glad that you connected with a mentor that really helps and guides you through this. So what was your most rewarding aspect of being a leader, and especially at such a young age?
I think my most rewarding aspect is now I'm a mentor to young adults that were like myself. And so I think that, God really called me to lead in that area and gave me a passion for young adults because I feel like oftentimes they're misunderstood, or they also feel like in order to be successful, you kind of got to have old money or old success. So I'm honored that God raised me up so that I could show them that they could also do it, and to pull them and lift while I climb as well, like Dr. Jen has done for me. To be, the bridge in between the generations, to show them that you can do it. You can create wealth. You can come back from anything. You can have any background, and you still can be a leader yourself, as well as you have to become, so that other people's opportunities unlock by you stepping into your position.
Girl, I love that. I love that. I love that. And I'm so serious. So I'm going to let you go and move on to the next person. But the thing that you talked about was the climb and from whence you started. As you have mentioned, a lot of people think old money or something like that. When
Mhm.
you can really show, and same for me. You know what I mean? Same for me and so many of the others. We all have shared our stories before. So I have a project coming out talking about the climb, and you talked about your climb. It's everybody
Mhm.
have different pathways, and everybody have different climbs. So got my eye on you, young lady. Love it, love it, love
Mhm.
it, love it. So
Thank
we're
you.
gonna next bring up Dr. Karen Hills Pruden, who is no stranger to Let's Do It Talk Show. She is one of the former co-hosts, and we used to play in the sandbox HR leadership and all of these things. Dr. Karen Hills Pruden. So
Ah,
happy to see you. How are you?
it's an honor to be here back on Let's Do It show.
Exactly. So, for those who may have forgot or something, please provide a quick overview of who you are and some of the things you do. We don't have time to go messing with you, but definitely love watching you and love seeing what you do. So, please provide an overview.
Absolutely. I am Dr. Karen Hills Pruden. I am known as the C-Suite Career Coach. I simply work with female middle managers seeking senior leadership positions, and I work with them on leading people, leading change using technology and analytics. And the goal is for them to have influence and impact up to senior leadership.
Yes, yes, yes. Impact. Like, that's the whole big word. A lot of people doing stuff just to do. I'm not going to get on that soapbox, but impact and making a difference is a whole sincere key that is like pivotal. Is prominent for right now, and people, it's a very important aspect. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox. So Dr. Kern, so great to see you. I know a lot about you. You move and you shake in so many various ways. So, in terms of your leadership background and profile, what pieces of information would you like to share about that?
Well, that my background started out in operations and leadership. So I was an operations manager of tax offices, about 269. And so I was one of the leaders who made a pivot due to a buyout into human resources. I took one of the departments that I was in charge of and decided to kind of map out another career. And God blessed me that Home Depot gave me my very first job in HR. And I have been going in HR for about 2 decades. And my career spans a couple of decades. And I have worked in tax preparation, education, museums, home improvement, nonprofit. And so I have a very diverse background in human resources, and I worked my way up from entry level to the C-suite, where I still hold the position to this day. And so I understand all the roles, I understand all the gripes along the way, and it helps me build a rapport with my managers when I am coaching and consulting with them, because I really did work my way up from the bottom to the top, like Drake would say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm telling you that climb is a serious thing. And while each one of us has a different climb, that climb, man, you have some stories that you can share and some that you can't share. Some of them I have to wait till I retire. I had to pull those jokers out. But the greatness is when you see and you look back over your trials and you see where you are, it's a great joy. But like the thing that has been repetitively said, you're able to reach back and help someone else, right? We can't walk their paths, but we can surely encourage them and try to like give them tips and help guide them along the way. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And like I said, I see you. I see you, sis. I see you moving and shaking and always being a forever learner. That's one thing, like for sure, about you. So let you tell your story. I'm over here telling your story. Let you tell your story. But I definitely see you. So this book project, and you were in volume 1.
Yeah.
So you're a two-timer. So what was it that led you to return to be a part of this second volume?
Well, the topic and the visionary. I love everything about Dr. Jennifer. I think she was referred to as a big sister here, and I kind of look at her as a big sister, my big professional sister, since we kind of play in the same lane. So I admire her. And then I love all things leadership. And I like being able to educate and engage leaders at all different levels through all different methodologies. I have a TV show. I also write books. I do podcast interviews, radio interviews. And so any methodology that I can reach leaders, I'm game for, because I want to reach them where they are. And I want to see more women get into senior leadership positions. Only 3% of the women in the workforce even make it into the C-suite. And so I would like to see more leaders. And so this is an opportunity to work with Dr. Jen again and be under her tutelage, as well as to talk about my favorite topic, which is leadership.
Okay, love it, love it, love it. But hold on, leadership is tied with HR, right? No, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. But definitely love all that you say and your focus in terms of your concentrated area of focusing on women gives you that whole different niche and whole different aspect, because of you can spit out the stats like nobody's business. So what has been, to this date, the most rewarding part for you of being a leader?
Watching the transformation. As a leader, not everyone you lead want to be led. It sounds like a tongue twister. Not everyone you lead want to be led. And so as you are imparting, teaching, and educating about competencies and different things for individuals to be successful in their walk in leadership, sometimes they're not very receptive. But when they get it, when they finally get it, and then they apply it, and then they have success from it, then you will forever have their respect. And so for me, it's about watching the transformation.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Period. I don't even have to add on to that statement. So thank you so much. We're gonna definitely come back, and we're gonna invite the others to play in the sandbox with you, Dr. Jen, and I, and can't forget Dr. Everybody. I'm not singling anybody out. So we're gonna bring up Maria Thorpe next, who I've had the pleasure of spending the earlier part of this year with. So Maria, welcome to the show again, and nice seeing you. So for those who may not remember or can't recall, please share a little bit about yourself and tell the viewers who you are.
Thank you so much, Ladrine. It is an honor to be here tonight with this awesome group of leaders that Dr. Brian has put together. A little bit about me is I am an engineer. I'm in the STEM career field by education and trade. I'm a wife, a mother of 2. I am an author, a mentor. I am an international best-selling author, a speaker, and a co-owner of the Waldorf Chess Club. Also, I was your Maryland Mother of the Year for 2021, and I totally enjoy giving back to our community in the area of STEM.
I love that. I love that. The whole engineering aspect in the whole STEM. STEM is a big nowadays, right? It's huge, but of course you've been on that pathway because otherwise you wouldn't be where you are today. So I love that. Love like the various programs that they had created to really concentrate on that. In chess, I might can't beat you, but we gotta schedule something so we can play a game. Believe it or not, my grandchildren taught me how to play.
Awesome. It's not about winning or losing, it's about learning and growing from what you're trying to develop in yourself. So I use chess as a tool to help grow and develop our youth, to build confidence, to help them strategically plan and to think. So it is a tool that I use to help our youth as well as our young women.
I love that. Like you kind of like intellectually put me in check. I know it wasn't like purposefully because when it comes to games, I am competitive. I really am competitive in games. But you twist that thing onto an educational environment type of thing. I can't say nothing else to that. So please provide an overview of your leadership background and profile.
Well, for me, I like to say I've been leading since I was little. From the time I used to, I have two younger brothers, and I was tasked by my mom to watch after your younger brothers. And so for me, that was the beginning of my leadership, making sure I could keep those two individuals out of trouble as we were growing up. In the workplace, I've been the first in many things, the first African-American female to do this or to do that. It provides me opportunities to give back, to develop others, to mentor. I've come up through the engineering career field from, subject matter expertise in my career field to branch leadership, division leadership, and now executive leadership. So my journey has been that of growing and developing in my technical expertise as I grow and develop others to lead in the space that they're in.
I love it. So what was your inspiration to be a part of this anthology project?
Please, I think it was meant to be. I saw when Dr. Jennifer was starting the first one, and I was so upset that I missed the opportunity that I told her, I said, if you do this again, please, please, please let me know. I want to be a part of it. And that is what she did. And the minute I saw the call, I was on the horn. Please, I'm here, I'm in. I just love what she did with the first one. I love what I see her doing. I am honored to be a part of this opportunity. And it has been a fantastic journey.
I love it. I love it. I'm definitely a cheerleader. Volume 3, we're going to work out the scheduling and the timing of that, Dr. J. I'm going to look down while I'm saying that. So next up, what has been your most rewarding aspect of being a leader?
For me, it's not even about me. It's about helping others be successful. I always say, help me, help you. And as I am developing others and, leading them, they're leading me as well. So I would say one of the things that I enjoy about leadership is helping the next generation move into these leadership roles, setting succession plans, helping people define where they want to go and how can I help them get there. And that's why this project was so important. The subtitles, Leaders Growing Other Leaders. And so that's exactly what I try to do. And so when I see someone that I have brought onto their workplace who started out as we call them developmental employees as they're going through their careers. And I see them, in the walkways and they remember me when I brought them on or I mentor them, just watching them grow. As was said earlier, the transformation of these individuals from a student to a full-blown employee with contributions you would not believe in the technical areas and the things they're able to bring to the team, the collaboration environment, and the technologies that we have these young folks working into. I am in awe by the skill sets that we're developing in our young folks.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And especially I can feel your passion when you talk about seeing someone in the hallway or in passing and they're just like, hey, you were a part of mine, and you in return are talking about their brilliance of you being so excited to see what they do. The title, goes exactly to what you're doing. So I get it. When I asked you the question, my bad. I should have just known. But it was almost like the book title, like Jennifer's Project, was made for you, right? So perfectly glued in with that. Love that. So we're gonna bring all the ladies on real quick, right? We're gonna play this or that. This means pick this or either pick that, right? Pick one or the other, not both of them, right? And it's meant to be quick. And we're going to go in the order: Dr. J, Dr. Huntley, Alonda, Dr. Karen, and then Maria. So we're going to go, right? Y'all ready? All right, let's go. Let's rock. So, are you this or that? Spontaneous or a planner? Dr. J.
Planner.
Next up, Dr. Huntley.
Planner.
Let me just ask. Is anybody not a
Spontaneous.
planner on this call?
I'm spontaneous.
Okay, Alonda, so we got one, that old millennial. But we love you. Yeah, I'm definitely a planner. All right. So this one. Early bird or night owl? Dr. J.
Early bird on both sides.
Okay. And
I'm sleepy right now. I'm sleepy right now.
I got you. Dr. Huntley.
Night owl.
You don't be trying. Okay, I'm gonna get you.
I'm a night owl.
I'm gonna get you. Alonda.
I'm a night owl.
Okay. Dr. Kern.
Night owl.
I already knew that. I didn't even have to ask you. Maria.
We bird.
See, and I used to be like a night owl. I'm an early bird, y'all. I'll be in the bed like 9:35, 9:40. I'm so serious. I know you don't believe me, Dr. Kern. I know you don't believe me, Jennifer. And I know you don't believe me, Dr. Huntley. I am so serious. So it's been a transition. So here's the last but not least one. Colors. And so I'm asking about colors for your work clothes. All right. Neutral or colorful? Neutral or colorful? Dr. J.
Colorful.
Dr. Huntley.
Neutral.
Okay, I knew that you was going to say that. Alonda.
Colorful.
Dr. Pruden.
Colorful.
And Maria.
Neutral with a splash of color.
I love.
Always gotta have somebody to show. Y'all already know I'm colorful.
Black with a splash of color. I
got you. So, all right, so we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side, we're going to have some group discussion and just some dialogue about leadership. So, stay tuned. We're going to straight to commercial.
Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowes for additional real estate investing tips. Be Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the show. First, I have powerful women just sharing their stories and sharing information. So a couple shout outs. A shout out to Sacagawea Fanning, to Major Bandy, Felicia Parker, and everyone else who's on the line. I can't see you unless you comment. So comment, chime in. Please do so I can shout you out as well. A couple of things that are coming up. So first, what we're doing now is the takeover for this phenomenal project. So this is volume 2, and it's all about leaders. If you don't have volume 1, make sure you get that as well. But this time coming up, we're talking about leaders producing leaders. In addition to that, please make sure that you follow me on social media. For a previous project, we all grieve differently. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary as we go, and we're reaching upon Mother's Day. Latasha Briscoe, who is my co-visionary, we didn't get a chance to do an in-person event. We did a virtual one, so prayerfully everything stays stable with COVID and things like that, and God willing, we will be doing an in-person event on May 14th. The event is free, but you must register. Registration is necessary for spacing wise and also for contact tracing, just in case anything comes up. But it's going to be a cupcakes and conversations. And then also, We All Heal Differently, the companion journal that is my personal project. The thing is just blessing me so much. I've had a conversation with Dr. Jennifer in terms of how impactful it has been. But orders just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And although it's an emotional thing, very happy to be a part of people's healing. So you can go on Amazon and just order the journal if you want that. If you are interested in the candle or any other materials, then please go to my website and you will be able to get autographed copy. If not for you, if anyone is going through something, really this journal is like a powerful tool. It's what I use to help me through the process and just sharing it with others and being obedient to God's word, right? Amen. Feeling like we're in church. So please make sure that you share us. We are Let's Do It Talk Show on all social media platforms. That's our YouTube channel, Instagram, as well as our Facebook group. So come on in, ladies. We are about to have a grand time and finish up this conversation. So this is what we're calling the other side, right? So we're just going to go into dialogue talking about some leadership questions. So the first one, what are traits of a good leader? Anyone want to answer that? Yes, Maria.
I would say an amazing listener.
Powerful.
Absolutely. And I would say someone who has empathy and communication skills, along with humility and just integrity.
Yes, and I love that. And Dr. J talked about ethical and authentic self and advocate for other people. So I didn't even really have to answer this question because I love the answers that she offered in the forefront of the show. So very good with that. Anyone else? Okay, great. So next up, what are some of the rewards of being a leader? Dr. Huntley, let's go with you with that one.
Some of the rewards of being a leader is the fact that you get to help others reach their, in many cases, God-given potential, and you just the sense of fulfillment. Sometimes we think we're helping others, and in that process, you know who gets helped most?
Come on.
Sometimes you end up getting helped most. So just the collaboration and just the gelling together as a team, it's such a rewarding piece. There's nothing like the smile that you can see on an individual's face just knowing I made it, and I didn't think I would. So yeah, that's it for me. Yes.
Yes. And all the ladies kind of like shared that and talked about that. Talked about whether it was seeing someone in the hallway or rather elevating someone from a lower grade up. That's the whole definition. And I would just challenge you, like, not sometimes, but all the time. Like, we may not realize it like up front, but definitely like all the time. That's that thing, that good type of feeling, right? You start developing children and nieces and nephews that are really not blood relative, but like they'll start calling you auntie and all these things and recognizing you as their mentor. So I'm just transitioning into the to the auntie stage, because now I'm like getting up there in age. So, but I love it because I have so many aunties from work that I still visit right now today, wherever they have retired. So definitely key element there. So next question, what is a positive, memorable moment that you can recall having with a leader whom you greatly respect?
I'll go.
Yes, Dr. Karen.
Well, it's funny because when this situation started out, I wasn't feeling warm and fuzzy about the assignment. So there was a time when we were extremely busy, and at the time, my specialty was conflict management, and someone else's specialty was compensation. And I needed a comp analysis done, and I had never done one. And I needed it done within a couple of weeks. And so when I got back to my boss and said, hey, comp is not available, this was very early in my career, comp is not available, she said, well, I guess you're going to have to do it. I'm like, what? You know, and so she leaded and guided me on how to collect the data, how to analyze the data, you know, how to give the feedback to management, how to even adjust it based on geographical locations of the business. And so I learned a whole new skill set that was relevant to my position by her just saying, well, I guess you have to do it. So something that didn't feel good in the beginning allowed me to create a whole new skill set, you know, that I could use throughout my career. And so this particular leader, at the time she was my boss, she was known for doing stuff like that. You know, so at the time, you don't feel warm and fuzzy, but then you have all of this competencies to add to your little toolkit as you move in your career. And so that's what made her more memorable to me, because she was always doing that. She was always giving us stretch assignments, and those stretch assignments we would later add to our toolkit and help us throughout our career.
Yes, and I love that, and I can definitely like relate to that, because at the beginning, some of my staff members, I might not be their favorite one, but it's almost out of the 235 people that I directly supervise, I have a good relationship with almost all of them. The ones that I don't, it was something that they did. No, I'm playing, but it's a different thing. But I love how you said stretch, right? That is so key. So many people stay where they are because that's all they're given to do. You never know your full potential until someone challenges you to do so. So one of the things, she trusts you to do so. Rather how she did it and kind of like set you in, or feeling like you were set up. As you said, the end result was you had something to add to your toolkit, something to add to your resume to keep on building. And I'm sure along the way it encouraged you, like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. So the next thing wasn't as challenging when the task came up. So love that, love that, love that. All right. So next question. The title of this anthology is Step into Leadership Greatness. Leaders Producing Leaders, Volume 2, right? So how would you describe leadership greatness? So actually, I'm going to ask this of all of you all, right? So in this project, you know what you're writing about, you know what you have experienced in life. Leadership greatness. This is putting it at a higher level, right? There's leadership. You have people who are in leadership roles, but I'm talking about leadership greatness. And you can either use an example of yourself or what was it, because at any given point in time, when you're coming from being an expert to that leader, there's a serious transition, right? Because now you got to teach people who may not be as sharp as you were in all of the areas, and you're feeling like, why can't they get this? Because I got this, right? But then when you start to understand and you start reflecting, it becomes like so powerful. So for leadership greatness, tell me your thoughts. So, Dr. Jennifer, how would you define or describe leadership greatness?
It goes back to the subtitle, right? In when you make it not about yourself, and when you make it about imparting what you've learned into others, and also being open to having a growth mindset, then you are stepping into leadership greatness. And you may realize that as I was promoting and marketing this book, and we'll say it on the book, in the back cover, that these are industry experts, right? These are folks who did work their way up through the chain. As you know, me from clerk typist to, director, then later to executive. That is what the greatness is about.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Dr. Huntley, how about you?
I'm so sorry, my machine's not acting right. So let me just say, Dr. Jennifer, I will piggyback on what she said, because leaders producing leaders simply means that I get the opportunity to pour into others what I have and what I think personally about from Southeast projects, from the projects of Southeast, from the projects to project manager. Never thought it a day in my life. I didn't dream it there, whatever. All I knew is that I didn't want to stay there. I had to get somebody else out of there. So what do? You reach back, you get somebody else, you help them and say, okay, as Dr. Jennifer said, the lighthouse is here. Here's the light. Can you see it? This is the light. Go this way. So we get everybody else out, because leaders, producing leaders simply means investing in others while investing in yourself.
That's it. Point blank and period, right?
Yes.
I'm not even going to start on that Southeast. Y'all know my story, Southeast is South Africa. So, okay. Jennifer got a little bit in her because, you know what I mean? Her husband's from there. So, we're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you. And regardless of the official Southeast, everybody has a Southeast, right? Everybody has an environment or some hurdles that they had to overcome to get to where they are. And I'm so proud of all of you ladies and the hurdles that you came through to get where you are. So, Alonda, we want to go to you next. How about you? Leadership greatness.
So leadership greatness to me is doing exactly what I wrote about in my chapter, staying committed beyond consistency. When the situation is no longer consistent, the environment is no longer consistent in what you committed to, that you stay consistent and show up as a leader at all the time and be integral, set the tone, set the atmosphere, because you can be an atmosphere shifter. So stay consistent even when the situation is not what you committed to. Stay the course and do your part and remain integral at all times.
Come on. I love that. I always talk about external factors, how external factors, if you allow them in every environment, I don't care who, what, when, or where. When we were younger, it was called peer pressure, right? As we're older, there is a form of peer pressure, right? So you have to be careful about who you have in your space, and more importantly, yourself. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. So I love that. Staying the course. Staying the course. Love that, love that, love that. All right, Dr. Karen, what about you? Leadership greatness.
Well, I'll use volume 1 to partly define it, which is leadership is not a title. And so for me, leadership is sometimes you're actually the coach on the sidelines. You're not the one leading. You're empowering, you're engaging others. after you provided them the resources and the education and the knowledge they need to get the job done. And so with that being said, leaders who encourage, empower others, and then greatness is you have to do something that others aren't willing to do. So these are not your common leaders, managers. These are individuals who are the first, the innovators. They coming out the block. They're going to try something different. They're going to go left when everybody else go right. So that is how I define leadership greatness.
That's it. And I was like, I'm not going to piggyback off of everything they say. So I'm just going to say paving the unpaved. Like, that's exactly what it is. Lord knows I done had some bumps and bruises because I stood my ground on ethics and supporting for my team. So I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, Jennifer, positive disruptor. Like, I'm going to read your comments as well, right? So you can open up your mic if you want to. But love it, love it, love it. Maria, how about you?
These ladies have really set the tone. And I want to share an example of a leader who is great. And I had a leader mentor who was taking me to the next level, or as the book says, growing another leader. And I was at a leadership event, and who walks in the door but this individual? And not only did he walk in the door, but we had broken out into groups. And so he comes to the group I'm in. He takes a hold of that group, and he then proceeds to quiz me and help me to show these people about leadership through him. But later on that day, I got a call, and the call was a promotion to a new leadership job, being the first African American female to hold this position, and he wanted to be in the room when that call came through. So he took time out of his day. I mean, he's leading the entire organization, not just little old me. But that is what I consider some leadership greatness, that this individual had so much care and concern about my development that he wanted to be in the room when I hit that ultimate point in my career.
Man, so that's the thing. And those are the type of leaders that we learn from. Those who pretty much help you. You do the hard work, don't get me wrong, but they help you lay out a pathway that makes it a little bit smoother. Because you have those that ruffle your feathers or try to. And before we go to the last question, the one thing that I want to say is, man, Judge Ketanji Brown, true leadership at its best. Because one of the things that, and I'll just be transparent, I had to learn this along the way, and would go in my office and just kind of like ball up a little piece of paper, because they will come at you. So even when you're right? Even when you're right, being able to remain calm in the test of times. And when I tell you, all hats to her, and no doubt about it, while we had the crisscross of Will Smith of what not to do when you're angry, we had Judge Ketanji Brown at the same time. I'm telling y'all, it made me step back and take a look. I'm way calmer than I, used to be when I was immature growing up and coming up. It made me even like want to further develop and further grow that lady did that with poise, and I'm just so proud of her. So yes, so shout out to her. All right, ladies, so last question. My last question, and as you complete the question, I also want you to provide your contact information and how people can get in contact with you. So if you had to capture your leadership experience career in one word, just one word, like one mic, one word, what would that be? And you can expand just a little bit on the why, but I really want your one word. Dr. Jennifer, I'm going to give you a break, right? I'm going to come back and flip to you last, because she's sitting up there like, I can't do it. So, Alonda, we're going to start with you first. One word that you would capture your leadership experience or your career.
I would say consistent. Because I'm always consistent. Like, I stay the course. When I commit, I want to see it through all the way. So I remain consistent.
I love that. I love that. So Maria, let's circle back to you. What about you? You one word.
You know, I had one, but I think I'm going to use this one. Determination.
Mm, I like that.
Determination.
Dr. Kern?
My word is unimaginable. Imaginable. Who would have thought that as a young Karen working at Burger King, Hardee's, McDonald's, that I would end up in somebody's C-suite? So unimaginable.
I love that. I love that. Dr. Huntley?
I will go with phenomenal. I've already said that coming up, I never thought, never dreamed that I would have taken the path that God led me on, but I'm grateful. So, yeah, that's my
Look,
word.
amen. I know it ain't Sunday. Amen. Dr. Jennifer?
I remain consistent with the word resiliency.
Okay, I'll take it. 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 And I love that. It's so many facets to that word, so many different on so many different levels. So I love that. So we're gonna swoop back through for contact information. Please share with the viewers how they can reach out, how they can contact you. So Alonda, we'll start with you.
So you can connect with me on Facebook and Instagram under I Must Become the number one. You can go to my website, imustbecome.com, to book your lead session. You can also connect with me on my show, I Am Becoming, through imustbecome.com as well.
Okay, becoming little baby Michelle. No, I like that. I like that. And I like the consistency of how you flow, because that's one of the things that we do. We like to show like consistency and connectivity. So love that. Maria, how about you? How can they contact you?
Well, thank you so much, Ladrine. I'm easy to find on social media. Just shout me out, Maria Thorpe. And if you want to learn how to play the game of chess, WaldorfChessClub.org.
I'm definitely going to look it up. Me and my grand's going to have to come down and learn from you. Like not compete. We're going to learn. We're going to learn from you. And I really do. I love how you twist it and how you said that. It definitely, we learn every day, and that gave me a different way to look at it. Because I'm not going to lie. I was talking about competition, but I love how you just spin that. That's why I was like, was that an intellectual check? But I love it. I love it. I love it. Dr. Karen, how about you?
Well, I can be found on LinkedIn and Instagram under my namesake, Dr. Karen Hills Pruden. And then also this time of the year, I'm pushing my conference, so you can find me under Sister Leaders, everything on Facebook, and sisterleadersconference.com.
Absolutely. So is it going to be in person this year?
It's going to be virtual with one in-person aspect.
Okay. Things are good now. I'm on it. I'm signing up now so that nothing else stops it, right? I got early enough time. So congratulations on continuing that, and looking forward to all that comes from that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Mary, Dr. Huntley, my Southeast. See, now I can cut up a little bit. I couldn't do this early because it was going to mess us up in the show. My Southeast sister, so proud of you. Overly proud of you in terms of your journey and keeping on going and just your motivation. Every time I hear your voice, I'm telling you, I have to like mind myself when you're on the show, because I would like find myself getting into you like, oh, my go. So keep on, like that voice is definitely a gift. So keep on using it for positivity and definitely, I'm a church girl, so to give God glory. So where can they find you?
On social media, Facebook, you can find me, Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm Dr. Mary J. Huntley. And on Instagram, I am author Dr. Mary J. Huntley.
Love it. Last but certainly not least, Dr. J. So proud of you. Just loving the caliber of co-authors that you have as a part of this project. Everyone this week and last week, powerful story, but I didn't expect anything, because if they wasn't on point, you was going to mentor them and bring them on point anyway and bring out of them what they bring to the table, right? So love what you do, sis. Keep on walking in your leadership greatness. Keep on producing leaders and keep doing what you're doing. I love it. I think it was Dr. Huntley that said you produce receipts, and we already talked about that. Not going to bring that back up. Corporate America has done something to us in a good way, so it's a certain level of expectation that we have. So I definitely give kudos to my upbringing in corporate America. I love to stick my foot in the entrepreneur. I love that realm too. But continue to do what you do. Expect nothing but greatness. For volume 3, can you let me know like 6 months in advance? Like 6 months in advance so we can make this happen. Like volume 1 got away from me. Volume 2, just because of a competing project, I was like, what's the deadline? And I did not want to come up short or not show up, because that's not what I do in this. Volume 3, can you just let me know like 6 months in advance so I can make sure that my schedule is good with the project schedule? I'm looking forward to this. Volume 1, I still have it like elephant ear, read it all the time. I'm looking forward to volume 2. Looking forward to my purchase. Looking forward to everything. So yes, Alonda. I'm speaking volume 3. So let me know. Like if you need the deposit now, like let me know. Like we just gotta work out that date. All right, we gotta work out that date. But sincerely, super duper proud of you. And even when you first talked, do you remember we had the conversation when you was first birthing this? And I was like, oh my God, like this is going to be magical. And you definitely took your wand and waved it all over it. Love what you're doing. Keep up the great work, not only on this book project, but in everything that you do. So all of that, and I'm saying, how can people contact you?
First, I got to give credit to God, right? Everyone who knows me knows that's who I give credit to. I could not do any of this without God and without my family and the support that I get from my husband on a daily basis. So I have to put that out there. And I can be reached at on social media as Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, and then on Instagram I can be reached under Reaching with Them, my company name.
Absolutely. So you all can go back and put it in the feed. Excited about this. I'll make sure that I send you all the video recap from last week and this week, because I know you're going to be watching it over and over, and I know that I am too. So excited about this. So thank you to each and every one of you. Alonda, my pleasure in meeting you. Everyone else I had played around in the sandbox with. Love you, ladies, and looking forward to the next. Jennifer, volume 3. Let me know 6 months in advance. Let me know. Give me a little insight.
You're not going to do that to me. Look, Alonda was talking about volume 3 before we even got through with the first month of volume 2.
Hey, that's that feeling and that energy. So keep it going. It's no pressure. Like, I'm just saying, step into leadership greatness. That's all I'm asking you to do. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, Six. And I'll see you in volume 3. So take care. So, oh my God, you all, what a wonderful show tonight. So excited to have all of the ladies here with me, and I feel like I'm catching a cold or something is going on with me. So excuse me with the tissue. I'm excited as well, and like when I get excited, that happens as well. So I don't know, but wonderful show talking about leadership. I love talking about this. Next to HR, Dr. Kern. Next to HR. HR is right here. Leadership is like right here. And they really go hand in hand, because even before I was a leader, we managed the leaders, right? So thank you all again for tuning into the show. Devetta has joined in. So yes, Devetta was a part of volume 1, and that's how I got the book. And I just have all of the pages like elephant ear back. Great stories in that volume. So shout out to Devetta. So please make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. Again, Let's Do It Talk Show. That's our YouTube channel, Instagram, as well as our Facebook group. And then coming up, so next up on the show, And I've been actually trying to do this episode since December, and it kept getting switched out. Finding calmness in a storm. Doesn't matter what your storm is. And it's see, God has a way of doing something. So maybe Judge Ketanji had to become the Supreme Court. That's why I had to wait, because her example, I'm going to switch up this show a little bit, and I'm going to use her as an example. But we have storms that go on around us, and guess what? Those things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. It's how you act in the midst of the storm that makes the difference of the situation. And I learned that firsthand. So my guests are going to be Reverend A. Colette Rice, one of my favorites, and Tammy Ray Boone. The two of them were on a previous show together, and they just gelled really nicely. And then we're coming up with Money Making Monday. So me and the ladies, we got a little special edition for Mother's Day, and they're actually going to be with me twice in the month of May. We're going to be talking about traveling. So if y'all have been following me, I've been dipping, doing a little something. We're going to talk about traveling on a budget. So I ain't balling. I'm traveling, but I ain't balling. So you'll see how I'm able to, and I like luxury stuff. So go figure. We're going to share some insight on what we're doing. And then coming up with after that is I'm going to be introducing my book, which I am so proud of. And it's called The Climb. It's talking about my 30 years in the federal government and detailing it. So some of them hallway conversations that wasn't so good, where somebody had to pull me to the side. Like I came from Southeast straight to Rockville, Maryland. And for those who don't know, Southeast is the hood. Rockville, Maryland is uppity. So it was a hard transition for me. But thank God I had some leaders who took me under their wing, who I am friends with still today, and really helped me along the way. They saw something in me. So excited about that. And then in June, we have the full virtual launch of The Climb. We're going to be talking about self is a full-time job. Self is a full-time job. And then closing out with the next upcoming anthology is Unshakable Faith with visionary Reverend Allison Daniels. So thank you all so much for tuning in tonight, and see you all next week. Have a good one. Bye.